I'm very excited because Kyle has a tractor and it's at my house. I put this dude to work. We're making a new pond for some really cool turtles that I'm getting in. I can't wait to show you guys. Jesus.
A good portion of my life has been all about action, which still holds true. But now I pour all that time and energy into wildlife conservation, education, and the pursuit of knowledge. This is Kamp Kenan.
All right, so, you know, I like to update you. So we've dug a trench here, or I have dug a trench. We can't get the machine in here without tearing things up. So now we've got the well pump. It's gonna pump water into the new pond that Kyle has been digging. This thing's sick. So basically, we've got the water gonna go through there. Kyle is digging. He's having a good time. It's about 4.5 foot deep. We've hit water, so water's seeping up. But all the landscaping and stuff like that's gonna come in later. And look, Beth's brought smoothies. Oh, we love Beth. This is the moment of truth. We're gonna start filling the pond. Kyle's going back there to this, what is it called? This pump. And then Beth's hanging out here. She saved us with some good tropical smoothie. There's a plug. And so here is where the water will come out. Now, a couple things. Kyle made the wise decision to place this here so that it doesn't erode once it turns on. Now, the reason this pond even exists is because it does get cold here in Florida, and the water comes out at about 74 degrees. So in the winter, when the turtles are in here, they're not going to have any drama. And there it is. There's the water. Oh, this is good, man. So, as I was saying, comes out about 74, 73 degrees.
I moved it for a reason.
Oh, you moved it for a reason. You see, he's yelling at me. See this guy?
Hey, don't destroy my pond.
Oh, boy. It's his art. It's his masterpiece. Anyhow, so in the winter, when we run the pump, it'll keep the turtles warm. And there'll always be fresh water. And then we're going to build a drain here that's going to drain into my main pond. So everyone gets water and everyone will be happy. So here you go. And this will all get landscaped and it'll smooth out and nature will take its place. But how nice, you can dig a hole and there's a pond. All right, so here's the pond. And now I'm just putting in these telephone poles that I've cut about 4 foot. And that's gonna be the containment for the turtles that live in the pond. No big deal, I just gotta go all the way around the pond. And my buddy Kyle's not around with his handy key to his tractor to dig the trench. Anyway, it's about 88 degrees and 90% humidity, and every time I dig a hole, I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack. Anyway, that's that, and there's only 4 more, and then I have to go chainsaw some more tomorrow. So that's what I'm up to. And it's about 4.5, 5 foot deep, and it's big, and there'll be turtles in it. What kind of turtles, you ask? Big turtles. Big turtles from Southeast Asia that are really threatened, we're actually really endangered. So when they show up, it'll be pretty exciting. But you can guess what species in the comments below. If you already know, though, and I've told you, don't be one of those guys, okay? Let's have a little fun here. Anyway, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just don't really want to dig. As I mentioned, it's 88 degrees and 90% humidity, and I am soaked. Yeah, okay. I'm really excited about this one pole here because it's got moss on it. So I faced it north, and it's gonna have moss, and that will give it a very mossy green appearance, which I think is kind of like a rustic look. Totally dig it. See you later, everybody. I'm slappy right now. So long. So here's the deal. Well, that's the trailer. Over here is the pile of, well, I just chopped down a whole big pile of this telephone pole into manageable lengths. And, oh, hey guys. Hey, sorry about that. Anyway, it's into manageable lengths. And I gotta load all these into that trailer all alone. It looks better than just a regular old fence, but it is labor intensive, as you can see. And whatever. This is also my workout for the week. This is the Conan the Barbarian workout, or rather Kenan the Barbarian workout here today. Okay, I got a lot to do. Not too thrilled about it, but these things don't build themselves. See you later. Hey, what's going on? Taking a little break because I've been chainsawing up telephone pole. I'm sitting in my buddy's trailer. I'll show you what I got to do now. So I've chainsawed a bunch of pole. There's the trailer. Here's the pole. Yeah, these are pretty heavy. So I've got to get all these. There's about 30 that I cut into the trailer behind me. See that? There it is. Yeah. And then I got to drive home a couple blocks. Forgive me, my ears. I should be wearing ear protection, but I'm not whilst using the chainsaw. Anyway. Oh yeah, I got to drive a couple blocks home. And then I got to unload everything. It's going to look good, but it's labor intensive. And I wonder, there's definitely easier ways to build turtle ponds. But in my opinion, it just doesn't look as good. So I want it to look pretty sick. I'm all alone in someone's backyard talking to my phone. But I'm not really alone. Because wherever I am, I'm at. Yeah. I'm still slappy. It's been hot. I'm alone. I'm alone. Anyway, I'll see you guys later because I gotta get this crud into that truck. Bye.
Okay, so I'm sure you're saying to yourself right now, I didn't realize Kenan was such a mental patient. Well, maybe you did. But cut me some slack, okay? I mean, look at what I'm doing here. This job is insanely laborious and exhausting, and it's 95 degrees out with about 85% humidity. But it's all for the love of turtles. So I've got to be a little nuts to do this.
Okay, moment of truth here. Okay, see this? We've gone all the way around the pond. I have 1, 2, 3 left. I don't know if it's gonna make it. I am exhausted, been working all day, but my partner, the dude who operates that, is a freak. Because this dude is Pokemon nuts. He just said, I'll be right back. He's running around my yard, which supposedly is a hot spot for his Pokemon. Hey, Kyle.
Yeah.
Did you get it?
I got a black racer.
Oh, you caught a black racer. Well, there's a little, maybe it'll get people out to herp more. All right, down to my last 2. You know, maybe you'd like to hang out with me. Pokemon. Anyway, there you go. Seriously, this was the hardest, well, you know, the most labor-intensive horseshit job that I ever want to do, and I don't think I'm ever going to use telephone pole again because I just don't know. It's like Conan the Barbarian workout. I should look like Schwarzenegger. Oh, look, look, look. Look at this maniac. See the piles of dirt? Look. Are you getting him? You chasing him, Kyle? Okay. Yeah, that's my buddy Kyle.
I don't know which way it is.
Well, I don't know. You good luck. I'll tell you which way it is. It's right here, you maniac, to help me finish this. All right, guys. See you later. Oh, God! Why? Oh, my math skills are definitely crappy. Oh my God, look how close I was, everybody. I have no more. I am exhausted. This is horrible, but not as horrible as this.
Oh, no, we're good. We got an egg hatching.
Oh, for God's sakes. All right, so the pond is done. Everything has been put in place. Still a little things that need to be buttoned up, but I'm gonna let Mother Nature help me on that. I need a good rainstorm and, you know, a few months, and then this thing will be a very lush and green place. Planted some elephant ear and some elephant grass behind here to help hold the integrity of the bank together and also make things look good. One thing I don't miss doing are these telephone poles. I'm glad they're all in. I'll never do that again. Believe me, that was way too much work. But the pond is ready for its first species. I'll show you why I built it. Basically, I needed a pond that was big enough to facilitate larger species of turtles, but small enough that I can regulate the temperature in it for those odd cold nights here in South Florida. As I mentioned earlier, the well water comes out at about 74 degrees. So when that pump is going, I'm able to keep the pond at a nice, comfortable temperature for those tropical species. So right now, I'm gonna wander on over to a stock tub where I'm holding one of the animals right now, and I'm gonna bring it over and we're gonna learn a little bit about it. So here it is. What I consider to be one of the strangest looking freshwater turtles on Earth, next to the mata mata. This is, of course, the pig nose or fly river turtle. And this is just an incredible species. And the first thing you'll notice, besides that pig nose, is their front legs are actually just like sea turtles. They have flippers. And right now he's not too happy about being out of the water. That's all gonna change though, because we're gonna put him in. But anyhow, these guys swim just like a marine turtle, a sea turtle. So that's really unique because they are the only species of turtle. They're the only ones in their genus, Crocodiles, that have paddles. The only modern turtles that have paddles. There were some in the fossil record, but these guys are the last of their kind. And their Latin name is Crocodiles inscupula, and this is the fly river or pig-nosed turtle. These guys are omnivores. They're gonna eat a little bit of animal matter. They're gonna eat some plant matter, but highly, highly, highly aquatic. In fact, this guy is a male. Males won't ever really come out of the water. Females come out to lay their eggs, and the other sick thing about this animal is the females will lay their eggs on a drier sandy bank, okay, in northern Australia or Papua New Guinea. And then the eggs go through a diapause. They actually stop developing, and then when the rains come again, they start to develop more. And the most amazing thing, and you can even YouTube this or Google it, but these guys will actually hatch underwater. So these aquatic turtles don't have to clamber back down to the pond. They hatch underwater as the waters rise. It triggers them to hatch, and they break out of their shell, swim to the surface, take a breath, and then motor on down the river. They are incredible. Now, the other thing you should also realize is that these animals are, in fact, pretty aggressive towards members of their own kind. I have another one in Slinky's enclosure, and I'm going to keep that one in Slinky's pond because they would probably fight. So even if you have a male or a female, they can sometimes be aggressive. So you need a large enough pond with a lot of visual barriers that they can get away from each other and hide. Also, you'll notice the pond is kind of milky. The pond has kind of a murky appearance. Now, it'll clear up some over time, but in fact, that's actually okay that it's a little bit murky, because if the turtle wants to get away from another turtle that's being aggressive, it doesn't have to go that far. The other turtle will lose sight of it, and it'll give the one being dominated a little bit of relief. But this is going to be the only one in here. He's one of 8 animals that came to me from San Diego Zoo through the TSA, the Turtle Survival Alliance. These animals were getting so big at the zoo, they couldn't house them together because of what I just told you. They fight, so they needed to find a place that can hold all of them. And here in South Florida, with the proper permits, you can get these animals into our state, and we distributed them within the Turtle Survival Alliance and the TTPG's members to make sure that they were knowledgeable people that can hold them. I kept 2. I'm very excited because it's just such a wonderful species. So what do you say we stop talking get this guy in the pond, and then I'll finish things up with some underwater shots of Slinky's buddy, the Fly River Turtle in Slinky's pond, because that water is much clearer and you'll be able to see him motoring around underwater. In addition to the pond being large enough yet small enough for me to control the temperature, it's also just a earthen bottom. It's a mud bottom pond. I mean, I'm very lucky here in South Florida. We dig a hole, water seeps up from the ground, and then I use my irrigation well to kind of flood it some more, and we have a pond. So there's no liner, it's mud, and that creates a micro habitat. Now, this is a species that actually has a leathery skin over its shell. It's very sensitive skin on its body, and they can get a lot of fungal infections and many different ailments if the water quality is not good. Now, with these mud bottoms, they create these micro habitats where there are beneficial bacteria that live on there and actually help keep these animals clean. So it's important for them to be able to get into the mud, burrow into the mud, and it's just something that I'm excited to have see what happens. And again, guys, basically the pond was dig a hole, shape it the way you want it. I had these beautiful cypress trees already in place, and I always thought, you know what? Cypress trees like to be near or in water, so let's build a pond in between them. So that's what we did, and I just want to thank a few of my friends. I want to thank Kyle Asplund for helping me out. I want to thank Ed and Karen Abrea, and Regina and Brett Kreese for the telephone pole, and man, just so much help went into making this pond. It was a lot of work, but now to see this animal get going is going to be cool. And oh, by the way, in a future episode, we actually have 4 more very endangered turtles that are going to be sharing the home with this guy. Different species, but we're going to do another episode on that, so stay tuned. In the meantime, let's watch him get in the water, and then we'll see some underwater shots of his buddy living in Slinky's pond. All right, guy, there's the water. Go. I want to see you scoot in. They're not the best on land, as I mentioned. Here he goes. Oh, this is awesome. This is probably the last I'll see him for a little while.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and be sure to join me and ask questions on my Kamp Kenan live stream Thursday at 4 p.m. See you then.